Hello again, word lovers, and today we go to Africa. So we're not looking at pie, or are we? Because it turns out some of them come via trade routes to Africa and then come into English from the African. Well, we'll see which ones they are, which ones they aren't. If you challenge anyone to say an African word, they might come up with Simba for lion. This seems to be associated with strong, powerful. No surprise. If you know a Sikh, you might know a Mr. or Mrs. Singh. Their surname comes from the same word, from a Sanskrit, Simha, meaning lion. So that we can see this word's gone a sort of Indian direction and an African direction. The word Sikh, by the way, is also Sanskrit. Siksati means he studies, he learns. Another group of learners, etymologically linked rather unfortunately, would be the Taliban, which also means the students. And now quickly some words that are from unknown origin, but let's just put them in the set of words from Africa, which have been recorded since the 1600s. Okapi, banana, macaque, mambo, zebra. People suggest these are from Congolese or Amharic or other languages, but there's not a lot of written evidence to go on. The word nu, for example, GNU, comes to us from the Dutch people and seems to be very thinly related to the original name for the animal, although we do take other animal names from African languages, including Zulu. They are impala, tsetse, as in the tsetse fly, and yam, the vegetable. Banjo, we've seen, possibly Bantu, Mbanza, but we remember Thomas Jefferson recording that as a word that was imported by the African slaves into America via that route. Another instrument from West Africa is the bongo, a Fula word. Sambo, meaning uncle, later came to be quite derogatory when applied to Africans, despite its happy origins. Chimpanzee is a loan word from the 18th century, also from a Bantu language. The original is suggested as Chivilichi Mpenze. That mpe gives a nice clue to its African origin. Kola is from West African languages. Ebony from ancient Egyptian. Jazz, as we saw, also possibly imported via the slave route. Similarly, jive and juke, as in jukebox. And from Swahili, we also get jumbo, which these days means huge. I think people know it was related to the elephant, the famous elephant Jumbo. If you lose your mojo, you may have to visit a medicine man. In fact, that's what it means from the Fulamoko language. Again, this comes through slave routes via Louisiana, via Creole languages. The same route, possibly followed by the word Maamajombo, which means a masked dancer, again later used in a corrupted form as a pejorative, mumbo jumbo. South American dances, the merengue and the tango, possibly from African languages meaning mererek, meaning shaking, or tangu, presumably a similar dance in Ibibio. And I'm going to leave you with one last word from Africa, although it's an ancient word. It's been used since the 80s in English as meaning a sort of wholeness of humanity and general kindness. And it's a word you may or may not come to hear more often. The word is Ubuntu.